Hey, boys and girls. Welcome to a new chapter. You've successfully made it through fractions, and now we're moving into decimals. This is chapter 11. It says, every tithe of the herd and flock, every 10th animal that passes under the shepherd's rod will be holy unto the Lord. So, boys and girls, a tenth. You know what? That is a fraction. We'll see this later. A tenth can be 1/10, but it can also be 0.1. What? Yes, it can. 0.1. We will see that. So, boys and girls, since to be very, very early on, this is Leviticus. This is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, the third book in the Bible. We're talking fractions and decimals. So we are moving on to decimals. This time we are going to learn how to identify decimals to the hundredths, not hundreds, but hundredths. THS, that's fraction. Decimals, relating fractions to decimals, and reading and writing and comparing and ordering decimals. Yes, we'll get that. Addition, we're going to be adding decimals. Awesome. And we're going to be subtracting decimals. And then we're going to be showing you how money relates to decimals. And boys and girls, you have probably done more of this than you realize because of how money works. You have already done decimals to the hundredths and not even realized it. So let's look at an example. Before we turn to page 307, this is lesson 11.1, we are going to look at the decimals of money. So if I have $325.13, I have 325 whole dollars, and I have a fraction of a dollar. Think about this. We have ones, 5 ones. I have 2 $10 bills, and I have 3 $100 bills. But what is this? And what is this? How do I have a fraction making it 0.13? You do this all the time. If I tell you to give me 13 cents, how many dimes are you going to give me? How many? How many dimes? You're going to give me 1 dime, because a dime is 1/10 of a dollar. Sorry, not the decimal there. A dime is 1/10 of a dollar. And a dime is 0.10. It is 10 cents. Do you see that? So that equals a dime. A dime is 0.10. How many dimes make up a dollar? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It's 1/10 because 10 dimes out of 10 dimes out of 10 equal 1, right? So it is a tenth. So a dime is 0.10. That's the same thing as 1/10. Okay, now what about the 3? How would you give me 3 100ths of a dollar? You give me 3 pennies, because how many pennies equal a dollar? 100. So this is 1/100th. A penny is 1/100th of a dollar. So a penny is worth 0.01. That's hundredths. Hundredths. Long word. So let's go over these positions again. So if I were to, I'm going to erase this right here. If I were to give you 3 cents, oops. If I were to give you 3 cents, I give you 3 pennies. That's 3 hundredths. 100. But you have the TH, make it hundredths. That's not 300. If I give you 3 pennies, I'm not giving you $300. I'm giving you 3 hundredths. So if you break a dollar into 100 little pieces, you get a penny. So this 3 pennies equals 3 hundredths. Okay, what about dimes? I gave you 1 dime. That's worth 1/10. TENTH. This shows that it's a fraction. The TH shows that it's a fraction. I'm not giving you $10. I'm giving you 1/10 of a dollar. So a dollar broken up into 10 pieces is a dime. I'm giving you 1/10 of a dollar. Now what about the 5? I'm giving you 5 ones. I'm giving you 5 whole dollar bills. Now, 325. Am I giving you $2 here? No, I'm giving you 2 tens. Here's the ones. and here's the tens. I'm giving you 2 tens. Okay? And the 3, am I giving you $3? No. I'm giving you 3 hundreds. 3 hundreds. Hundreds. Okay, do you see that? So you have been doing, if you have ever done money like this at all, you're already doing ones, tens, hundreds, and you're doing tenths. This is the new one. You're doing tenths and hundredths. And the easy way to remember is just think about dimes and pennies, and you will get it. So decimal place value works just like that. And we're only going to the pennies, so we're only going to the hundredths. Okay, now open your book to page 307. Read along with me. We're at the top of page 307. It says, many desert animals live in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona. A scorpion is a desert insect that has large front claws and a stinger on its tail. I'm very thankful these are not all over Oregon because these guys are crazy. No, thank you. They actually call pest control people to get rid of these in your house. So Phoenix, Arizona is this desert city. It is 107 miles from Tucson, Arizona. 107.8 miles from Tucson, Arizona. The decimal number 107.8 means that it's 107 and 8 tenths. The same distance in kilometers is 173.48 kilometers, or 173 and 48 100ths. So if I looked at this number, boys and girls, remember this is a part of a dollar. So it's 48 cents. 48 cents. 48 out of 100. Yes, because a dollar is always 100, right? It's 100 parts. So this is 48 parts of 100. Do you see that? So if I actually gave you 48 pennies, it would be 48 parts of 100 to make a dollar. Okay, so that's just an introduction. Let's keep reading. A decimal, say that with me, a decimal number uses place value to show a part of a whole. Decimal numbers use a decimal point, a small dot, that's what that means, to separate the whole numbers from the decimal number. Do you see it right here? One place to the right of the decimal is the tenths place. So this is like the dimes place. Okay, so 107 and 8 tenths. That's like 8 dimes. 2 places to the right of the decimal point is the hundredths place. This is like the pennies place. So 173.48. So that would be like 4 dimes and 8 pennies. Okay, that's the fraction of a whole. Here we go. Write the number in the correct place of the chart. Write the number in the correct place of the chart. So this is 1 whole and 6 tenths. Do you see the decimal right there? It'll match. Number 2, 3 ones and 8 tenths. So this would be like $3 bills and 8 dimes. Now let's look. Now they're moving all the way to the hundredths. 1 whole, 6 tenths, that's like 6 dimes, and 2 hundredths, like 2 pennies. Do you see that? So number 4, there's 3 ones, 8 tenths, and 5 hundredths. Do you see it? And the decimal point is right there, and that matches. Awesome. That's a good intro. Keep going. Let's build on that. We're on page 308. It says, fill in the chart. If there are no ones, write a 0 in the ones place in the chart. Do not skip that because it will be wrong. So on number 5, for example, this is the wrong way. I'm going to put it in red. This is what you don't do. Don't just write a 3 because it's the first number. That's not a 0. Don't do that. Also, don't do this. Okay? If there's a 0 in the tenths place Or if there is a 0 in the ones place, that is not the same. If I put the 3 here, that's like 3 dimes. But what is this? It's 3 pennies. It's quite a difference. Okay, so that's what not to do. Get rid of that because you don't want to get it wrong. We'll erase it. So what is the correct answer? Okay, for number 5, we have 0 ones, no dollars. 0 tenths, so no dimes. And 3 hundredths. This would be the equivalent of 3 pennies, boys and girls. Okay, the next one, it looks like 41 cents, right? So there's no dollars, 0 ones, 4 tenths, and 1 hundredths. 1 hundredth. Number 7, 0 ones, 6 tenths, 3 hundredths. So that would be like 6 dimes and 3 pennies if we were doing it in money. Okay, the next one. How many ones do we have? We have 1 whole, 7 tenths, so like 7 dimes, and 5 hundredths. Okay, number 9. 2 whole, 1 tenth, and 2 hundredths. So it'd be like $2 bills, 2 dimes, and 2 pennies. Let's look at the next one. Number 10. We have 4 whole, 4 ones, no tenths, 0 tenths, don't forget to put it in, and 4 hundredths. If I was doing that with dollars, dimes, and pennies, I would have $4, 0 dimes, and 4 pennies. Can you picture it in your mind? Or get dollars and pennies out. Build these numbers. Okay, 3, 7, 8. We have 3 ones. Here's our decimal. 7 tenths and 8 hundredths. Say it. Hundredths. 8 hundredths. Now, if you're thinking of it in money, is that getting pretty close to the next dollar? Yeah, because 7, if I were to round up, that'd be almost $4. Getting close to $4. Okay, let's look at the next one. Circle the digit in the ones place. Okay, in the ones place. So ones place would be like this number. The number right before the decimal. The number right before the decimal. So the number in the ones place. The number right before the decimal is 1. The number right before the decimal is 1. Can we have nothing in the ones place? Absolutely. What if I give you 91 cents? I give you 9 dimes and 1 penny. Do you have any ones? No. So there could be a 0 in the ones place. I'm going to give you a challenge one. What if it was, the number was 191? What number is in the ones place? Guess what? It doesn't move. It's still that. Okay. Okay, let's keep circling. Number in the ones place. It's 2 right next to the decimal. So it's to the left of the decimal. Where is it? It's the 1. Okay, the number to the left of the decimal, 1. Number left of the decimal, 1. Those are all in the ones place. Now, it says circle the number in the tenths place. That's like the dimes. Okay, it's 1 spot to the right of the decimal. The 1. To the right of the decimal is 2. To the right of the decimal is 3. 85 cents, so it'd be like 8 dimes and 5 pennies. Oh, look at this. There's nothing in the tens place. If I gave you 4 cents, would you have any dimes? No. Do you have any dollar bills? No. So here's the ones, the tenths, and the hundredths. There's nothing in the tenths. Okay, next one. What's in the tenths place? 9. So to the right of the decimal is the tenths place. Now the hundredths place, that's 2 over, like the penny spot, okay? So if we were to pretend this was $2.34, what's in our penny spot? The hundredths. So 2 over is the 4. 2 over from the decimal in this one is the 9. 9 hundredths. This one is 8 hundredths. Another 8 hundredths. 4 hundredths. So in the penny spot, so it's ones, tenths, hundredths. Do you see it? Awesome. I hope you find this pretty easy. Just be careful, because sometimes when you think something's too easy, what happens? You start getting sloppy because you move too fast. Okay, Now, here's what I want you to do. Stop the video. Because this is review. Do this section by yourself. Then unpause the video to check your work. Okay, if you're back, you have all these answers filled in. Don't cheat. It's not going to help your review if you don't do it on your own, but I will go over the answers with you. Here we go. 5 plus 9 is 14, and I'm doing it fast because you're just checking your work. Carry the 1. 6, 4, 10, 11, 15. Carry the 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 757. Excellent. I'm going to erase this. You should be done. I'm moving super speed because you're just checking your work. 8 and 2. Sorry. Oh, boys and girls, this is subtraction. If you got this wrong because you added, I almost started adding because I was going so fast. You're subtracting here. So we're going to have to do some borrowing. We're going to have to borrow all the way over. 2, can I borrow from the 0? No. Can I borrow from the 8? Yes. Stop there because you can. 7, this becomes 10, and then becomes what? 9. This becomes 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. 7 minus 9. Oh, we can't do it. We have to borrow again. 4 becomes 3. 7 becomes 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. You should have gotten 284. If you didn't, check your borrowing. Or make sure you didn't add it like Mrs. Cornthal tried to do. Multiplication. 8 times 8 is 64. If you don't remember that quickly, boys and girls, practice your math facts. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 4 more, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. You can carry up here, and that becomes this. Because 8 times 0 is 0, plus 2 more is 2. 224. If you got that, nice job. If not, redo it. Maybe you multiplied 8 times 8 wrong. Maybe you forgot to add correctly. Whatever you did, fix it. Okay, 7 times 5 is 35. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 3 more, 33. Carry the 3. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18. Yes, don't forget your comma. 1,835. If you got it wrong, check your math. Check your regrouping. Whatever you did, fix it. Okay, this is subtraction again. Yay, borrow across zeros. I love borrowing across zeros because I know that I have to go over, can't borrow, 6. 6 becomes 5. This becomes 10 and quickly becomes 9. This one becomes 10, quickly becomes 9 because we need to borrow from it. Now the 2 becomes 12. Woo! If you don't have those correct and you forgot to do the both steps and you left them as 10, or I don't know what you did, fix it now. So now 12 minus 3 is what? 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 5 minus 5 is nothing. Your answer is 899. If you got those, wow, good job. You didn't forget. If you missed them, go and fix them. Because how do we learn? We learn by practice and fixing our mistakes and practicing some more. Those of you who still realize that you need to have your math facts down by 4th grade, please practice. I love you. Love God and love your neighbor. And I will see you for more math next week. Bye-bye.